Tesco, Winchester on a wet Friday evening. The nights are drawing in. Anyway, I was wandering down the aisle in there, as I do. I was specifically wandering down the Christmas tat aisle, and I saw this, and of course I couldn't resist it. A Pacman game. Look, here it is. It's security protected. It's an LCD black and white Pacman game. Anyway, let's get it back to the studio and have a look at it. Yes, I did ask the people on ChinnyVision Discord if I should buy it. They said no. I bought it anyway. So this is what I bought in Tesco. As you saw, the Pacman desktop arcade. Many versions of these around that you will have seen. Some of them have colour screens and cost far more than the £15 I paid for this. And as ever, the reason I'm covering this is because this is something people can walk into a Tesco approaching Christmas this year and buy. So I think it's a good idea to have a look and see what is on offer. And I don't expect it's going to be great. And quite often people say to me when I do these, Chinny, why do you put yourself through this? And, well, again, it's just the fact this is what normal people now regard as retro, along with Mario and all those kind of NES games on those 100 games on one console things. It is... We have a different view of these things. We own our Commodore 64s, our Spectrums, our Amstrad CPCs, and we want the authentic thing. And yet, actually, what the everyday person wants is something to pick up, play for 5 minutes, and chuck in the bin. And we all know there's better solutions than this, but I'm afraid the people walking down the Christmas aisle in Tesco don't have any other ideas other than saying, oh, Pacman. Well, that's clearly what Pacman is. It's got the logo and you can't really see the screen. You go, oh, £15, that's a stocking present or a little gift for someone at work. We'll look at the box. And I must apologise for the lighting today. I'm just in the office and I've got single point lighting, so it basically looks like an episode of Tales of the Unexpected without the funny coloured skies and what have you, and really soft picture. But, you know, that kind of one light from a single direction and that's it, certainly on location. So here's the box, and it is security protected. Indeed, it's got a tag on the bottom. Alarm didn't go off. I wasn't shoplifting. I did buy it, £15. But yeah, I don't know why. Does it automatically get deactivated at the till? Who's going to want to nick this? Anyway, we can see, if I get you in closer, it's an LCD display, black and white one. Very 1980s, which kind of appeals to me in a way, because that kind of thing, you know, those little games we used to have at school, the Nintendo Game & Watch thing. So, you know, that if it's going to blippy and fun like that, it might be quite nice. Desktop arcade on the other side, Pacman on the top, just our made in China thing on the bottom, and here's the back. Pacman desktop arcade, original sounds plus gameplay. No original graphics, just the original sounds. LCD screen, arcade joystick. Pacman is copyright Bandai Namco Entertainment. This is not a toy. Battery instructions. Requires 2 AA batteries, not included. I've got some batteries over there. I've got AA, AAA and AA just in case. Batteries must be disposed of, blah, blah, blah. By Fizz Creations. 6 Commerce Way, Lancing. Down in Lancing the other week. Yep, Fizz Creations, and it's also connected to a company in Germany. Copyright 2023. So this is an old stock. This is at least new to the UK, or at least new for this packaging. Let's open them up. Not one of these channels that open stuff up and then has a look at it before. Well, sometimes I do. And thank you, ChinnyVision Patreon supporters, who enable me just to wander around Tesco and go, oh, I'll just buy that for the channel. Because that's what you can do when you've got funds available. So thank you to them, very kind of you. And if you want to consider joining, please do, because there's lots of fun and previews of videos and occasional one exclusive video a month via Chinny Club. Anyway, what we got here? Instructions for Pacman. The object of the game is to get Pacman to blah, blah, blah. We know Pacman. This is not a toy. Okay, insert batteries. So, I mean, frankly, you know, we've all played Pacman over the years. Do you ever remember having to have instructions how to play Pacman? you're just going to play it, don't you? Just kind of like, it's pretty obvious. Pack dots. Do we have power pills? Oh, we have power pallets. They look the same as the other pallets by the looks of it, but we will see. What do we get for our £15? Okay, so it's very like that arcade, a smaller version of the arcade cabinet I reviewed earlier in the year. Okay. Oh. We don't need a fire button, so there's that. Yeah. Tiny little reset button. Restart the game. Volume up only, seemingly. Start game. On, off, and the usual kiddie protected thing. Because, I was going to say we never swallow batteries as kids, did we? But there's always the story of the kid at school who managed to swallow some double A's and ended up in casualty on a Saturday afternoon. Right, okay. Well, it's got Fizz Creations moulded in there as well. So it's officially licensed. So this isn't an AliExpress job or Alibaba job when you go and order a few thousand custom-made Pacman games. This has all been properly done. I mean, okay, there's a company in China clearly who can make these cabinets, but it has been properly licensed. Right, we need to get a small screwdriver. That's the first game, isn't it? Getting the batteries in these things. And why they have to do this? They have to do it, don't they? I think it's the law now. You have to. By the way, if you need AA batteries and AAA batteries as well, B&M quite often have really good deals on packs of 20. I used to get all my stuff online. Remember 7 Day Shop and places like that. I don't these days, so I go on B&M and just buy all these for my radio mics. Yes, I know I should use rechargeables, don't really care because they're not practical. You need to be able to swap your batteries out pretty quickly on location. Right, okie dokie, let's do that back up. Put this all away. Okay, right. Get you in closer. I'm holding that up for you at the moment. This table's going to wobble terribly, isn't it? Right, where's the on-off switch? There's the on-off switch. Hello? Hello? Oh! Oh, well, I really can't see the screen. I'm not sure you can. And there. How's that volume control work? Press this button to adjust the volume up or down. One button to get the volume up and down. Was that a game? Start the game. Start the game. Start the game. Start the game. Where's my Pac? I can't even. Where's Pacman? Where's the? Is that the dot? Is that my Pacman? That tiny dot? Oh my life. Sorry, you can't even see that. I think we need to get you in closer so we can analyse this. And I need to have a play and see if we can get the volume up because the game is mute or as good as mute. It's so quiet. Okay then, right. Let's take a little bit of fiddling around. I'm still not quite sure what you're going to see. I've had to put a separate microphone, the ECM77 I was looking at on ChinnyVision 2 a few weeks ago. The one I bought on eBay. That's been clipped onto the top there. Very high quality broadcast mic. Bit wasted on this, as you're going to find out, but never mind. We're going to zoom you in. Just a little bit there, so you're in fairly close. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of the way. I'm going to fade that microphone up so my voice might sound a bit different because I'm going to be being picked up by 2 microphones, so it might sound a bit more roomy now, so sorry about that. We're going to press start. Start. I am that tiny Pacman that's just been eaten by a ghost. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? I'm down there. Down there. Get a power pill. Yeah, Pacman does, as you'd expect, carry on in the direction you press. He is tiny though. I'm very off mic. Let me try and get the mic down a bit. I think that's all my lives over. I think it is. Glad you're watching this on your 48-inch 4K TV. There he is. It's just that. It's just that there. That little dot. That little darker dot. See it? That's your Pacman. That's Pacman apparently. This is a pathetic. I'm going to turn that microphone down just a little bit so you get less noise of me pressing this very... This is as loud as it goes, which is basically barely audible. The speaker on the back is tiny, tiny, tiny. I would be looking at how the ghosts behave, but they're all the same colour, so... I'm surprised if you could see any of that. The joystick's going to be in the way there. I could tilt it down like that and try and show you, but it's yeah, one more go. It is using sampled sounds from the arcade, which is quite impressive. I'm seeing rather wasteful because you could just do that on a little sound chip because I'm along the bottom, my finger's blocking the way. I mean, Pacman you'd hope would be not a tiny dot. This is hopeless. I'm up top right if you're wondering. There you go, top right there. Coming down there, there on there. I mean, it's demonstrably Pacman. It's not very good Pacman. And the display isn't great. But it is... Where am I? I can't see. Display angle is... I mean, it is... If you're dead on, it is better. I'm suffering a little bit over here. But... I'll get you to make sure you're dead in focus. But really... It's... I mean, you think of all the effort to get it to play back those scratchy 8-bit samples that it's playing. I mean, they may not be 8-bit. They could be really top quality samples. It may just be the really poor quality speaker on there. One last go. Up, up, up. No, I want you to go left there. Up, left. No. The joystick is not great either. I mean, with all the other problems, the controls are unresponsive, laggy. That may be the lack of animation on the screen. It's not very good. Well, that was a experience. How can Namco allow this out with their name on it? I was expecting at least some kind of playability there, but it's just hopeless. It is just absolutely hopeless. It's the kind of thing... Take away those sound effects. It's the kind of thing Grandstand and what have you would knock out in the 80s with a modified map and they'd call it Munchman or something. I wonder what's in here. Probably not a lot. Let's open her up and see. It's probably all just one chip, isn't it? But let's have a look. Camera angle's not great. You're going to have to live with it. At least with those NES on a chip things I've looked at before, if you're giving that to like a 6-7 year old or something, there's a few games on there they can play and then throw it away on Boxing Day. This is just terrible. It's there's no playability there at all. And I would have thought Namco would have some kind of quality control over what they do. You know, this isn't some generic no-name thing. Or are they just happy to take the money and slap the Pacman name onto any old rubbish? I expect it's the latter, really. Oh, screws are falling out. I'm going to come out. It's always the one screw, isn't there, that won't. There we go. What delights do we have within? Oh. Not a lot. I mean, usually on ChinnyVision, I end up giving the thing away when I've done reviewing it. Not sure anyone's going to want this. I really can't see. Might just offer it to the first person on the Patreon feed who asks for it. Because it's not great. I mean, I'm glad I've got it because it's just highlights, even with my experience of these things, knowing it's going to be awful. I really wasn't expecting this level of badness. Yeah, it's just a blob. It's just a blob. A blob on a board there. If you can see that couple of contacts, it's so cheap. Look, oh, wow. It is so cheap. The screen isn't even directly attached to the circuit board. It just presses down. That's neat. Yeah, it just presses down onto those contacts there. Can you see that there? If I can get you in. If you can see those rows of contacts along the board there, this screen just presses down onto those and is held in by those 4 screws. I'm impressed by that. It's really getting the cost down, isn't it? You're saving on all your flexes and stuff. It's literally a board and a screen that presses on. That's so if I turn it on, will it still work with the screen not attached? And which way does the screen go? You squeeze the screen and see the LCD reacting. It sits on there like that, I think. There we go, yeah. It needs the screen. Well, I couldn't get that to work, but yeah, whether this will all work again or not, in the words of Les Dennis playing Mavis Riley from Coronation Street, I don't really know. That was a terrible impression, I'm so sorry. Yes, so this Pacman, 15 quid arcade machine, desktop arcade machine, that's cropping up in Tesco. It's a system on a chip with a terrible display, the world's worst speaker. I mean, it's a piezo speaker in the back. There you go, you can see it there. It's just a little piezo speaker in the back, playing samples that's coming off the... There you go, there's the sound output you can't see there. Sound output coming off the board there. It's just rubbish, and it doesn't play like... Well, it does play like Pacman, but barely. Like someone had described Pacman where he's a tiny dot and the ghosts are far, far bigger. And I can't see how anybody could have even a moment's fun with this. At least with the NES on the chip boxes, there's something in there. It's no good. It's a misrepresentation of what retro gaming is, but there's something in there. If this played as well as some of the Grandstand knockoffs or, you know, those kind of things, Grandstand style knockoffs, it would be okay, but it's just... They've just gone for, yeah, we've got a Pacman chip, we'll put the cheapest screen on there, and yeah, it's just terrible. It's really awful. If you can't get over how bad the screen is, then the joystick and the controls are just as bad. Not responsive at all. Horrible to play on. Finger blocks the view of the screen. And the volume control, this thing is so cheap, the volume control isn't up and down. You just cycle through the various volumes, which go from mute to What's that? Is that a mouse squeaking in the distance? And do you know what this thing is? It's a perfect waste of 2 AA batteries, so these are going back with the others. Just this thing's a waste of time. Avoid.